Well, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Dodson Logging today on Farming Simulator 17. That's right. Still have not made the switch over to 19 fully. I'm waiting on a bunch of the good mods to get converted over, or new ones coming out. I know FDR Logging, they're not going to convert any. They're making brand new ones from scratch, and they're going to look pretty awesome too. The V13 that they came out with, I think was, of course, it was the last one, but it was the best of anything FDR's ever done. But there's also a lot of other good mods coming out too for forestry. I've been kind of keeping up with a few. There's a bunch of groups out there that, of course, are going to be converting some of their stuff from 17 over to 19, but just haven't quite got there yet. This stuff takes time. It's not anything you can do just right off the bat, because you got to learn all the new stuff. And even for me, with making just maps, there's a few things that you just got to figure out what's changed and how to adapt to it and all that stuff. But what we're going to do today is we're going to finish this area here, and we're going to try to get whatever we can that's on the ground out of here. I'm not going to worry about cutting anything else. In fact, here in a little bit we're going to move the fellow buncher over to a new spot. This tree has been bothering me, so I'm going to see if I can't grab it while I'm here. I want to say that was probably it. There may be something else way back there in the back. We'll go check here in just a minute, but we'll get this skidded around to our processor, get it processed up, and this may be, it's not going to be a full load, but I was going to say it may be the last load. Let's go look and see if we got anything else back in the back. While we're driving back there, I do want to mention that I am working on a map for 19. It's coming along pretty nicely. I've just about got all the terrain done, and that's a big part of it for me. First of all, is trying to kind of design, how I want the map to look, and then get all the terrain sculpted, and then you start laying down, like the grass and the bushes and trees and stuff, all that, because, especially the trees, it doesn't really work out too well whenever you decide, oh well, I need this terrain part to be flatter or something, or to have a hill there, and you got to go back and readjust all the trees. So I try to get all my terrain like I want it first, and then start laying down the details. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got several portions of the map, the terrain's all finished, and I'm just trying to get grass put down, bushes put down, trees. I've got a bunch of trees. In fact, I've got almost 9,000 trees on the map already, and there's gonna be way more than that though. There's probably, if I had to guess, I'd say there's probably gonna be 20 or 30,000 trees, maybe even more than that. I don't know. I'll do a final tally once I get ready to release the map, and I'll let you know how many trees are on there. But it's gonna be well over 20,000, I'm sure. Because what I'm trying to do with my maps is to make sure there's enough trees to where you can play on it for a long time, or even multiplayer. I don't want to put too few trees, although it does help with the frame rates. But a 19 does seem to be better. I will say that. Well, at least with the stock maps. I haven't played any custom maps yet, but the stock maps, I don't think ever encountered any kind of a frame rate issue. And my graphics this time, I've got them on high, I think, where I was running just medium. But it's been doing pretty good so far. But yeah, as far as the map goes, I'm probably still at least 2 to 3 weeks out from like being finished to where I can let somebody beta test it or whatever. Because I've got a ton of trees to place. And unless somebody gives me a script that'll place trees a lot faster, then I'm looking at least at least probably a week to 2 weeks to just place trees. Because I'm not. I mean, I understand what the scripts do, but I don't know if I could create one myself. I don't know. I'd have to really take one for 17 and see if it will even work, and then if it will, how do I adapt it for 19, that sort of stuff. Alright, let's see, before we load this up, let me go ahead and get this fella buncher loaded up. So I guess I should probably turn it around this way to be a bit more accurate. But if you would like to follow along a little bit more closely on my map process and future maps, consider joining my Patreon page. I do have a Patreon where I'm going to be doing some screenshots and videos and stuff like that. Oh, come on. For any of the maps that I make in 19. And that'll be like insider access, because I'm not going to be sharing quite as much on Facebook this time. It'll be more, you know, you have to be on Patreon to get the insider information. What in the world is going on with this thing? Look, it's just it's trying to come off the... Oh, jeez. For some reason, this machine is not liking this trailer, or the trailer is not liking this machine. I've had problems with this before. See, it's just not wanting to sit still, but I think once I get it on there, get hooked up though, it'll be fine. Well, I could be wrong. Well, maybe it'll stay on there. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't feel like unhooking it and trying to reposition it. And if it falls off, we'll deal with it. Yeah, so let's try this again. So if you'd like to support the channel, or also get insider information on any future maps and stuff like that I'm working on, go check out the Patreon page for $5 a month, which is, I think, pretty cheap. You can get first access to all the insider information on the maps. You'll know what it's going to look like, how it's going to play, all that stuff, what the map is called, which I've got that, I just haven't released it yet. So there's still time to jump over there to Patreon and become a member and support the channel and find out before anybody else what the map name and what it's going to look like and all that stuff. Because what I plan on doing is here probably in about a week or two, I'm going to be doing a video showing, you know, kind of what the map's going to look like, the progress I'm on, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I think y'all are gonna like this map. It's gonna be way different then the plantation and Dodson logging is way different. And I hope everybody enjoys it. In fact, the other day, where the sawmill's at, it's kind of at the bottom of the map, and then there's an area that you have to use a yard. Well, it's recommended to use a yarder. Let's put it that way, because it's very steep. From that sawmill location to the spot where the yarder landing is, it took me with the stock tri-axle semi-truck with a empty log trailer. It took me 7 minutes in real time, not game time, real time, to drive over there. 7 minutes. So I really hope you enjoy trucking your wood, because it's going to be, I wouldn't say necessarily a challenge, but it's going to be a pretty good little drive back there. So yeah, I think I thought moved a fellow buncher over here to landing number 1, and I guess that when I cleaned out the mods folder, it became a casualty. So I thought I had a vehicle over here, but I don't think I do. But anyway, this is where we're going to set up for the next little few videos. It's as you can tell, this is my first map, and the trees are pretty sparse in some areas. I mean, there's lots of wide open, but that will not be the case with the new map. I've got to be careful that I don't leak the name out. So we'll get started over here and cut a few trees down. Not right now, but we'll be ready to go. Let's get that set up there. Let's get our truck back over to our current job site, because we'll have to be transporting some equipment over here pretty soon. In fact, once I get that truck loaded up with whatever we got processed there on the other site, we'll be moving the loader and the skidder over here. Well, we're sitting kind of at 619 subscribers right now, and I'd hoped we'd been a little bit further along by now. So if you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing that, helping me out. We're trying to get to 1,000 so get my videos monetized again, and once we do that, we're going to be doing some just random giveaways of things. Could be copies of the game or dual joysticks, just anything like that. Well, I need to try getting a running start at this. I knew this was going to be a problem with this slow boy. Yeah, it's getting caught right there on that. I wonder, is there any way to lift it up? I don't remember if this has a lift function or not. I guess it does not. Let's see. I think the only option is going to be to back over it. You can see here, there's some spots where I didn't put grass, and I don't know, I guess that's okay, but it just kind of gives me a feel if it wasn't done very well or not complete. Of course, this was my first map, I can't really say, well, I guess I sort of didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was kind of figuring it out as I went, but this was my first map, so it's a little rough. I mean, there's some spots where the roads are yeah, that worked. The roads are not quite with the terrain, and just some kind of like almost unfinished areas. But I thought for my first map experience that it actually came out pretty good. I never could get those signs to stay up. Some of them would, and some of them wouldn't. But in case you're new to the channel, this Dodson logging map is actually based off of a real-world location, Dodson, Louisiana, kind of in north-central Louisiana. It is pretty flat like this too, by the way. There is a Weyerhaeuser sawmill, and that's the Weyerhaeuser offices right there, at least for that forestry division or whatever. And there is a divided highway kind of like that, and I tried to model it after the real stuff as best I could. Of course, there was only so many things I could do with the models I had to work with and in-game stuff and things like that, but this is based off of a real location not far from where I live, probably about an hour, I guess, from where I live. Maybe, yeah, I guess about an hour. I've always thought that was a pretty cool little spot, so I thought when it came time to make a map, might as well do something that's I can actually model it off of and not just something off the top of my head. Alright, so let's get the the last of these trees processed. Oh wait, we already did that. Okay, let's get them loaded. Lost track of what all I've done today. Well, tomorrow for me is actually Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday morning. I used to try to get a video recorded, and then I can process it tonight and be ready to go to upload it tomorrow on Monday. But tomorrow's gonna be a pretty fun day for me. I've got a spare computer that I've had sitting around here for a while. I had intended on having one computer be my gaming computer and the other one be for like video processing and uploading and stuff like that, so I can be free to do other things on the other computer. But I just haven't got around to setting that up, and thanks to some donations and of course the Patreon support, I'm going to be able to install Windows 10 on there tomorrow, I hope, if it comes in. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And to get that computer all set up, I'll have to get a few more things ready for it. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this, because I've already got my work computer and my gaming, personal computer hooked up to where I can switch between, the mouse and keyboard I can use on both of them. But now that I'm having a third computer, I'm going to have to probably just have a separate mouse and keyboard for it. So that'll be fun. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff. I'm going to probably have to build a little addition to my desk and just do it that way. Alright, let's see here. Let's get this crap a loader on the low boy. Yeah, I feel like we didn't really do much over here, but we messed around so much with them wood chips. See, that one's just fine. It's not bouncing around or anything. Yeah, you still got time if you want to hop over to the Patreon page and check that out and consider becoming a Patreon supporter of the channel. You still got time because I'm not going to announce the new map name until probably next week or early the week after that. I'm holding off on that simply because I just don't like to release it too soon. I don't want. I mean, I would hope that nobody would, take my idea and use it if they had a map that was already in the process of being finished or whatever, and then, oh, that's a good name, I'll use that one before this guy does. I mean, I hope nobody would do that, but I'm just gonna hold off to be safe and try to keep it a surprise for as long as I can. But that's coming soon. I hope to announce the name of the new map, like I said, either probably late next week or sometime in the week after that, which I don't have a calendar in front of me. So I guess this week would be, what, December, let's see, today's the 2nd, so it'll be December 3rd through the 9th, I guess, and then the 10th through the 17th or something like that. It'll be the next week. So it's probably most likely going to be, depends on how much you get done this week. It's going to be either late this week or early next week. See, here's what's weird is we go over. Well, I guess we don't go over the tracks quite well. I thought we had gone over the tracks pretty well last time, but maybe it did bump a little. Wow. Drop the third axle. So I think we're going to end up probably having the loader right about here. I guess it wouldn't make any difference to go down through here. When I first started working on the map, I actually had a fence that went all the way down this pipeline. Forget why it wouldn't, yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I should have raised that up just a little bit more. Guess we're going to have to back through that again. This trailer's not wanting to cooperate on this little steep part. You gotta be kidding. Jeez. Alright, we ain't got time for this. Don't have time for this. Come on, where you at? Haha. Alright. Yeah. I really should have done something different there. Man, I hate how dirty these things get. That is so unrealistic. I'm hoping that the dirt stuff is a lot different in 19. I think it is. Look, it doesn't even relieve the right wheels either, the tracks. But yeah, so all the, if you haven't been watching the Dodson logging series, all this clear cut area here, we were trying to get that wood chip storage bin, whatever, at the sawmill filled up, and I forget how many millions of liters it was. You have to go back and watch that series. That was a pretty good little series there. Trying to get that wood chip storage bin filled up, and then I've been kind of slowly selling it all. I was planning on having a big to-do about it, but Farming Simulator 19 sort of happened, and we're having to kind of transition to that. Which there's new mods coming out for 19 almost every day now, so the modders are starting to get the hang of it. But I know there's a lot of the lights were kind of causing people some problems, and for me on the map it's the triggers, whereas before it was pretty simple just to drop a wood cell point or a fuel, station or whatever in there. They changed it, and I haven't quite got it figured out yet. But I'll get there. Just haven't had time to sit down and fool with it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and transport the processor over there. Next time we'll get the skidder, because, well, we may need the skidder pretty soon. But what I'm hoping to do here is just in the next few minutes, once we get this processor over there, is I'll start doing a little cutting with the fellow buncher, and then we'll have a few trees on the ground to play with. Well, actually, we're probably not going to have time to do any cutting. I'm going to have to cut the video a little bit short today. So just as soon as we get this processor over there, in fact, I'm just going to take a shortcut off of here because that road's rough. Hopefully we'll avoid all the stumps. Yeah, we'll get the processor moved over here, and then that's probably about all the time we'll have for today. But yeah, like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'd like to try to get to 700 maybe by the end of the year. But that'd be nice. That'd be a nice end of the year Christmas present or whatever for me, is to get to 700, because then we're only 300 away from 1,000. And start getting my videos monetized again, get some money built up, start doing some giveaways to all you subscribers that have been with me for a long time. I've been talking about it. I'm sure you're tired of me talking about it, but I don't know how to get any more subscribers other than just to keep putting out the quality content and the good videos. I've gotten several comments here lately about everybody's been enjoying the videos. So I do appreciate those comments. It makes me want to keep going. There's been times to where I thought I'd just give up because I don't know. This does take up a lot of my time, but I also enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. But it's frustrating at the same time because I would like to get to 1,000 as quickly as possible so I can start doing the giveaways I was talking about. That was my initial goal. It took me about 2 years to finally get paid by Google. Not entirely for the YouTube stuff. I had some blogs where I had some AdSense stuff I was getting revenues from, but 2 years finally got paid. So I'm hoping that when I finally get to 1,000 and get my videos monetized again, that we can get there quicker and I can start doing some more or some stuff, giveaways and stuff a lot sooner. Another thing I just forgot to mention was over on the Patreon page, if you want to become a supporter, not only are you going to get access to the maps, what the map's going to be called, what it's going to look like, videos, screenshots, that sort of thing. I'm planning on doing some tutorials over there too. So if you are interested in making some modifications of your own, like for instance, if you wanted to add some more trees to this map, I'll show you how to do that, or I'll show you how to import things from the stock maps, how to do the scripting, stuff like that. So I'll be doing that over on 19 once I finally get the first map finished, and to be honest, get some more patrons, because And I've only got like 2 right now, which I appreciate them at the moment. Appreciate any donations or support. But I'd like to get some more patrons too, so I can start doing some more stuff over there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for today. I know it's a bit short this time. We didn't get a whole lot done, but at the same time, we just trying to move some equipment really and get everything in place. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think actually I want to maneuver around where I can skid the logs up this direction. And I'll process them in between us and the loader. That'd be better. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to get this truck back over to the job site so we'll be ready to move our skidder next time. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Didn't get a whole lot of logging done this time. Got some equipment moved, and we'll start hot and heavy over there at landing number 1 next time. And we'll just have to kind of play it by ear as far as like completely switching over to 19. It's going to depend on a lot of good mods coming out, because I can't do anything, I don't feel like, without a good grapple loader, which I know there is one getting worked on for 19 at the moment. I'd really like to have a cable skidder or grapple skidder that works pretty good. And then of course a fellow buncher really helps out a lot. I don't like using the Scorpion, the processor, or harvester, I guess I should say. Anyway, that's going to do it for this time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and next time we will definitely get to some more logging. Just got equipment moved today, but do appreciate you watching, and like I said, until probably later on in December, I'm just going to be doing videos on Monday and Friday. So we will see you again on Friday. You'll have a good week, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.